guys, welcome back to Tay Talk.
It's Tiara and it's Khai, and we're back again with yet another episode of our podcast.
Yeah, just to let you guys know that whenever I say Tay Talk, it does sound like TikTok.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
TikTok.
even if
it's
we do
Tay Talk.
TikTok here, you cannot see what we are doing
Yeah.
because TikTok normally involves dances.
Awkward dancing, cringy young people, which we are not.
So yeah, it's not TikTok. It is Tay Talk. It is not Tay Siutai. Nor is it Tay Halia. Nor is it Tay Sarbat. Nor is it Tay Kwando.
Oh God. I don't know how many more of these lame jokes you're gonna drop.
There we go.
Okay, so exciting times, guys. Just to segue before we jump right into the topic of today's podcast, we got ourselves a new toy for our podcast, and it is impressive. It is. I am speechless at how our setup has evolved in just
a week.
Yeah. We are very impulsive people, if you can't tell.
Yes,
I'm
especially
talking
me.
about my husband, not me.
Yeah.
So we just thought we'd share that piece of info. And if you want to see what we're talking about, be sure to follow Karun on Instagram because he will most definitely post this on his Instagram.
Oh my God, I don't know whether I want to post or not, but
Because
it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to like brand myself to be like, but actually people already know that, you know, that when I'm doing something new, there's a very high tendency that I'm going to get new stuff as well.
Yeah, he is obsessed.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that he enjoys. So
Yeah, it is.
I am not complaining. I just like that this whole interface looks really pretty. There's really, really big buttons that I have a lot of fun pressing. So yeah, I thought we'd share that. And of course, we want to thank you guys for all your support so far.
Yeah, thank you very much. Woohoo!
Yeah, because if it's not for, your support for our random start to this project, we wouldn't have considered purchasing things for this platform that we are just exploring.
Yeah. I actually have been looking on this particular thing for about close to a month right now. Right? I've been playing videos and reading articles whether or not it's going to be a good purchase. Well, now that I've purchased it, it's really, really impressive. I totally love it. It's simple to use, plug and play, and it's so, like what you said, like what Tiara said, it's so intuitive. I think any layman can just use it.
Guys, if I'm not like a super much of a tech junkie as compared to my husband Karun, if I can figure out how to use it, I think it's going to be easy for anyone to do it.
Yeah, anyone can actually.
Yeah.
So, on to today's episode. What are we going to talk about? Well, we've had several ideas. And last episode, we did something quite lighthearted. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we totally had a lot of fun creating that episode. But for today, we're going to touch a little bit more on something which inspires us.
Yeah.
All right. Tiara, you want to go first?
So, just to share a little bit about like this whole episode, I guess, when we were planning out, doing our podcast, we were trying to figure out like what kind of topics we want to talk about, and like we want to make sure that we don't just plug out ideas or topics from thin air. We want it to be like wholesome and useful and interesting, but not like annoying or anything like that. So this was one of the pillars or the content buckets that I had in mind, and it is basically on like some reflections that we had throughout the whole week. So we started this journey like about a week ago. We started recording our first podcast like a week ago. So it has been a week since then, and we thought it will be a good time for us to share something that has inspired us recently and, see what we can talk about with regards to what we've learned from it, what we've learned throughout the week, and hopefully through it, we can impart some of our very measly knowledge that we have about certain issues and how we deal with certain things, for example, to you guys. So other than being like entertainment-ish, we also want to be useful and like practical, and not just practical like in a sense like our work from home podcast. If you have not heard of that or you haven't heard that podcast yet, go and check it out. We also want to be useful in terms of like, personal development and betterment of oneself.
Right. And also just to maybe share with you guys, there are a lot of things which inspired the both of us, right? Especially myself. I get inspired when I read new books or when I read certain articles.
Yeah.
And Tiara also has her fair share of getting inspired also. What is the most recent thing that got you inspired?
Okay, I guess you can consider it to be inspiring. It's actually a quote that I saw on Instagram a couple of days ago that I really resonated with, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm pretty sure that you've seen this somewhere around, but the most recent time I saw it was on Starbucks Singapore's Instagram, and it said, "Remember to be kind to yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup."
Wow, that's quite a quote. And to just add a bit of flavor to that quote, right? Let's try this. Oh, and continue.
You just killed the vibe, man.
No,
Yes, you did.
That's like something to stimulate everyone.
No, it's not. It's not.
Let's try again. Wonderful, isn't it? It's like I just came out from a spa.
Guys, I was really going for like a super zen, serious kind of like reflection thing. And then here he comes with, I tell you, it's all because of this interface. They have like really, really big buttons, very colorful ones that are very interesting to press.
It just begs for any user to just press it,
Oh, dear God. But anyway, yes, that was the quote that inspired me this week. And I think the reason why is because I think everyone, including myself, I sometimes feel like I am stuck, or sometimes I feel like I need to refill my tank. I always say this, like if you follow me on Instagram, there are some days where I will take a snapshot of a book that that I want to read, and most probably it's either from or it's a book by Mizi Wahid, or most recently I'm currently reading this book from A. Helwa, who is she runs the Instagram account called Quran Quotes Daily, I think. Quran Daily or Quotes Daily or something like that. I can't remember. And I've been reading her book. I'm still in the midst of reading it. And I will always put on my IG story saying that I need to fill up my heart tank. And that is how I actually view this cup thing. Like, you can't expect to pour out more when you yourself is empty. I know that sounds very sad, but sometimes, at least for me, what happens is that I put others' needs before mine. I feel like I make sure that everyone is happy before I am happy. I make sure that everyone is satisfied before I am satisfied, and I just cannot keep giving and giving. And it's not just about giving only. It's about giving like my 100%. I can't possibly give my 100% if I am not even filled up on my own. So why I felt very inspired by this quote is that I really felt like I needed to spend time on myself, and I needed to fill up my heart with like positivity and just like reshape like my insides. It's very hard to explain, but it's just that I feel like I have to fill up this cup in my heart, this cup in my heart that is like slowly depleting, and it's really making me very anxious, and it's making me very unhappy and unsettled. So I just, from there, on that day when I saw that quote, I kind of told myself that, you know what, Tiara, you just do whatever you need to do to get to a place where you can like pour cups of coffee or cups of tea in this case for other people. And that's what I've been doing for the last couple of days before we are, recording this podcast. I've been just slowly trying to do things for myself that will make me like fill up my cup in my heart, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's just a quote that I saw and why I was inspired by it and how I'm coping with it. And for me now, what am I doing to fill up my cup is I'm really trying to keep my mind at a like more positive space. I kind of reshuffled my thoughts and my priorities in terms of like the things that I ask for when I do my prayers. Like I kind of shifted my priorities a little bit. So instead of asking for like my whole list of things that I usually ask, right? I ultimately the first thing now I ask or prioritize is I want peace in my heart and in my mind. I want a sense of calm, and that has been helping me a lot. So ever since then, I just kind of keep telling myself that you have to fill up this cup. You have to fill up your cup. If you want to give more, you have to fill up yourself first before you can give to others wholeheartedly.
This book that you were talking about just now, what's the title again?
It's called okay, so the first book that I usually read is, or rather the two books that I usually read is by Ustaz Mizi Wahid. It's The Art of Letting God and Call Upon Him. And the book that I'm currently reading is The Secrets of Divine Love.
And these books, where can, if any listeners, they want to try and read these books, where can they go and purchase it?
Right, so The Art of Letting God and Call Upon Him by Mizi Wahid, you can get it at Wardah Books. You can no longer go to their store because of the current circuit breakers, but you can actually order them online on their website. And for A. Helwa's book, oh yeah, by the way, she runs the account Quran Quotes Daily. Very inspiring, very like uplifting. And I got the e-version or the e-book of this. I got it in the Kindle form. Unfortunately, right now, I don't think you can get it. Oh, maybe you can try getting it from Wardah also, but I'm not sure whether they have it in stock. But either way, you can just get the e-book as well. That is what I'm reading right now because I wanted it immediately.
And e-book would be probably from Amazon?
Yeah, if you use a Kindle, then it's probably from Amazon.
Ah, right. So, yep. I always prefer Kindle book to physical books these days because of storage solution.
Yeah, but there's nothing better than like physical books, I must say. Like, and I just don't, okay, seriously, like wherever we're recording right now, we see our library, our really tiny library, and oh my god, it gives me so much freaking joy. I wish like in our new house, inshallah, we have like a big space.
I want a wall of books.
Yeah, I want a wall of books also. But there's just nothing like having physical books. Like I like buying the book. I like feeling it in my hand. I like it. I like to read it, and then when I'm done, I'll just like display it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great if you don't have to bring that thick book everywhere.
Yeah.
But like for me, my novels or some of the non-fiction books that I read are usually between 400 pages to like 600 pages, and all those are very, very thick books.
Yeah.
And if I were to cramp it in my bag, which I did initially, and then sometime back, I took it out. I think it was at your grandma's place or something.
Oh yeah.
I took the book out from my bag, and your cousins were laughing at me because I was carrying around a super thick book.
Basically, I was carrying like a dictionary.
Yeah, that's how thick it was.
Who does that? Unless secondary school, you have to bring your Kamus Dewan or something, which are Malay dictionary.
Yep. So the solution to not bringing around a thick book would be an e-book.
Yeah.
And in Kindle right now, wow, almost everything is in e. All right. You just have to go to the Amazon Kindle and then just type the title of the books that you want. Chances are it's there.
And also, I think another thing I like about ebooks or Kindle books is that it's actually quite affordable. It's more affordable than getting the physical copy. So that's why I like.
Cheaper.
Yeah, and it's immediate.
Yeah.
Like once you pay straight away, you can read already. You don't even have to wait for it to come to you. You don't have to go to a store. You don't have to collect anything.
Of course. And
yeah.
I think because of all this CB, circuit breaker, lockdown period, this is the best time to browse books on the Kindle store and just get the books that you want to read, because you have the gift of time right
literally.
now. Okay, you can just read books after books. I was planning, early this year, I was planning one book a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I broke my record. I got 3 books a month.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, but this month I haven't read anything yet. So I have to go and kickstart that again. Which brings me to my inspiration. I was back then about last year. I picked this book. It's by this author called Chris Gillibo, and he has a marvelous way on getting people to start side hustles.
Right.
Right. Of course, you and I, we both have our full-time jobs.
Yeah.
And we don't really have time to venture out and maybe look into another form of job where it can gives us a little bit of income. It's always a challenge.
Yeah.
But this guy, he structured it in his book. It's called The $100 Startup. He structured it in a way where it is so easy to just pick things up. It can be anything around you. Yeah, in his book, he gave what are the ways, some cheat sheets on how to start your side hustles. And then from there, he also created another book, which incidentally called Side Hustles.
Lol.
Yeah, and in those, he gave various examples on people all over the world who also started their side hustle from scratch. So these side hustles, it can be like this guy starting a fish aquarium business, and he was I don't know how he could get so much knowledge on fish aquarium.
Lol.
But he began to post blogs. His
Like blog posts?
Yeah, blog posts, his blog articles on fish aquarium, like what to get, what kind of lighting, what kind of material reflects great light, and what kind of, those luminescent stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of stones to put inside your fish aquarium so that when light reflects on it, it can reflect on your fishes. Apparently fishes also can reflect lights.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know if people would be interested in
Yeah.
fish aquarium.
Yeah, but he got to be so good at it because all his blog post was all on that. And he became straight away like a overnight authority, on
fish aquarium.
On fish aquarium.
Wow.
And people were asking him for tips, for, advices on what kind of aquarium they need to get. But this is just one side of the story lah. This is just about fish aquarium. So Chris, in his book Side Hustle, he goes around and picked out a few more side hustlers who made it big. And, these people, they initially started just something fun, something just to, where they can spend a bit of time, a bit of their free time to focus on their side hustles. And some of them, no, actually not some of them, a whole lot of them, they got so good in their side hustles that their full-time job is actually just something which gets them by.
Wow.
And they can get full-on good income from their side hustles.
Wow.
Their full-time becomes like their side hustle, and their side hustle now becomes like their main thing. So I'm totally impressed on what he has in his book, which inspires me a lot. And of course, because of that, we started our own YouTube channel. And, for me, my YouTube channel has all my affiliate marketings inside.
Yeah,
I don't know
correct.
if you guys saw my channel or not, but if you have not, do subscribe or, check some of the videos out. If you can see at the description box below on all the videos that I posted, there are some affiliate links. So these affiliate links are something like a URL link that links back to Amazon or Google or Challenger or maybe Qoo10 or Lazada. And if you were to click on all of these links and purchase them, I get a small incentive from there. While I'm exploring my passion, which is on tech, and my video is on tech, right? I also listed all these affiliate links where, if people do buy,
Yeah, you earn something from it.
I earn something from it. Yeah, that's right. So what I'm trying to say is that if you really, you have no time to go and start on a business, that you've maybe planned out for a while already. Start small.
Yeah.
Start with a side hustle. Like for you, for example, you had your freelance makeup going,
Yeah.
right? And that was your side hustle.
Yeah.
And you loved it.
Yep.
And if it's possible, you would want to hone your skills until you can gain certain perfection.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Right. To me, when I observed what you were doing, it became quite a household brand for you.
Yeah.
You know, and people who wanted to get married, who wanted to get engaged, they were engaging your services,
Yeah.
right? For you to doll them up and
Correct.
for you to make them look pretty for their big day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is already, you know, if you reach that level, I think that you have already mastered some levels of your skill set.
A bit lah, but
Yeah.
not so much.
Of course. There's always room for improvement. But you have to think it that when people ask for these kind of things from you, they've already
Yeah.
seen that you can deliver such levels.
Yeah.
And that itself is really something that you should be proud of.
I guess so.
Yeah. In that way is also very inspiring. I mean, when you get calls or when you get engagements for this kind of services, I get a little bit of having those proud moments.
Oh,
You know, because
so
oh my
sweet,
god,
ah.
she has a business. No, I mean she has a call now, which earns her some income,
Yeah.
and it's something that she likes to do.
Yeah.
So, again, coming back to side hustling, it's literally anything that you can think of which you like to do. You can just pick things up and start to make a business model out of it.
Yeah.
It can be anything, you know,
Actually
and
can be anything.
yeah. So, you know, imagine if you do not start your freelance makeup services.
Mm-hmm.
Would you still think about it?
Actually, no. If I didn't start any of my makeup thing, I don't know what else I would do extra or like as a side hustle. Maybe like sell stuff online, but I just don't know what to sell. And then I just got lazy thinking about the things I want to sell, who I want to sell it to, how much I want to price it. And it's not that I don't have the skill set. I think if I don't, most probably you do. But it's just that I think if I didn't do my makeup thing, I wouldn't have any side hustle at all.
If you were to say do an e-commerce business right now, you compare that skill set to the makeup skill set that you already have.
Mm-hmm.
How does it compare? I'm sure you would say that which one is better? Your makeup one is better.
Yeah,
right?
because it's something that I wouldn't say I'm super good at it, but it's something that I really like to do.
Yes, and the
Yeah.
only way for you to keep improving
Is to keep doing
is to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And the only way for you to keep doing it is to be engaged in delivering your service,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I find all of this very, very inspiring. And if you were to, you know, wait for, I don't know when is the perfect time that you can just, okay, today I want to start doing this. I don't know when that time will come, but if you have the opportunity today, now, to just start maybe 2% or 3% or 5% or 10% of the things that you want to do, you can do it. You don't
Yeah.
have to wait for the 100% to come to fruition and then you say, okay, let's do this. You
Yeah.
know, it doesn't work that way. This kind of thing, there has to be like a curve, you know, like a curve,
A
something
bell
like
curve?
a bell curve, something like the COVID-19, but in a more positive way, of course. So if you do not start the curve, if you do not push it, the curve will never happen. I hope, you know, by people who has some plans to start something, maybe it could be e-commerce, it could be a business, it could be plumbing, I don't know, it could be selling of computers, I don't know, it could be so many things.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone has something in mind.
Yeah.
And they are just waiting for the best time to do it. Guys, guess what? There isn't
No.
any best time to do it.
Well, I feel like now is actually the best time to do it.
Yep. The key thing that I want to drive over here is if you have something in mind already and you've been waiting for the best time, there is no best time. The best time is the time that you start. That is the best time. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that itself, this entire... Oh, by the way, Chris Gallebo has a new book. It's called The Money Tree. I haven't bought it. I think I'm going to buy it after this because now I'm feeling a bit inspired
Lol.
on going into business books again. So that's my way of filling my heart tank.
Then I just need to say something very funny. So my mom just knocked into our door while we are recording, telling us that next Saturday we're gonna have biryani.
Yay! We're gonna have biryani. Yay!
I was like, that's why I was anyway. My mom's very cute. Then she's like macam tak bersalah lah. Like, oh my god, guys, guess what? Next week we're gonna have biryani. And then I'm just like, Mom, we're recording a podcast. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Can you please edit? Okay, anyway, funny story over. Back to Karen's question about how the books have filled up my heart tank. You read these kind of books, it kind of shifts your thought process in another way, which for me, thankfully, it's been towards a positive way lah. So that's how it fills up my heart tank. Like, I just make sure that, whatever negative feelings that I have in my head and in my heart, like, these books actually help me to drain all of that feelings, that like yucky feelings out, and in turn I fill it up with like feel good stuff that makes me like more positive, makes me more motivated.
Yeah, I think that's good, because if any book or any media or anything that can turn something very bad or something negative, at least to something which you shifts your perspective to something you can see as positive, I think that's a win already.
Yeah.
So keep buying those books, all right?
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll reprogram you to become a more positive person than you already are. All right? I'm not saying that you are a negative person.
No, it's okay. I mean, just to jump in here, right? I think there's nobody in this world, right, who is forever positive.
Yeah, for sure.
There's nobody, like really nobody. There's nobody who's like always happy or, always like in spring in their step. There's no such person. And like, even for me, I feel like I always want to be like super positive. I don't want to be this negative person or whatever, right? I don't want to, I don't want to feel sad or hurt. But the thing is, it is okay to feel.
Yeah.
I think that is something that I learn a lot when I self-reflect and when I read these books, or when, when I self-reflect, is that I put so much pressure on myself to not feel. I am a person who feels very hard and very strongly. And sometimes I feel like that's a weakness of mine, and sometimes I don't like it. But at the same time, then after that, I like what you say, like reprogram myself, right? Then I realized that feelings are also a part of me and a part of us being human, and it's okay to feel these emotions. It's what I do with them that matters. So it's okay for you to be upset and then, or like feel really crappy, but then you give yourself a chance to reprogram yourself. I mean, both of us, we believe in the whole concept of Kaizen, right? There's always something that we can constantly
strive for perfection.
We are not working to be perfect. We are working to always continue to try to reach that
betterment.
The betterment. It's not about perfection. So yeah, it's okay to reprogram yourselves once in a while. It's a normal thing, I think. So
yeah, of course, there's always up and downs, in your everyday life. And like what you say, there's no such thing as everyone 365 days going through positivity every single day, unless that person has like a life and death experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then he'll be like, oh, okay, today I'm going to jump off the 13th floor with a parachute, because I've never done that. And before I die, I don't want to do something, that I would regret. That's kind of slow, but okay. So
the buttons are just talking to me.
Yeah. So even if that person has that kind of near-death experience. Wait, I think initially I said life and death experience.
Yeah.
Near-death experience. That's what I meant.
That's also life and death okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. So it's near-death experience. So anyone who has that kind of experience, probably they will come up with an instant bucket list and they will try to do everything quickly.
Yeah.
Right? But we have not had that kind of experience before. Thank God. And touch wood. Where's the wood? Okay. This table is wood, right? Which one?
So I want to play some more lah.
Ah, yes. So I touch wood. I touch the table already. Okay, so I guess that's a wrap.
Yep.
So we both have shared our perspective on things that inspired us. Tiara has told you guys about the 3 books that has helped her reprogram time and again. I'm sure there's a lot more books that you're going to discover and keep helping you to reprogram every now and then.
Yeah.
I have my business books and my self-motivation books and all the business gurus, telling me what to do, how to think and how to do critical thinking and blah, 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 all of those. And I always take measure in all the wisdoms that they shared, which is always fantastic. It kind of like make me what kind of person I am today. And right, so guys, thank you again for tuning to this episode of
Tay Talk.
oh, right, before we forget, because this is such a inspiring centric episode topic, right? Let's do this one more time. It's the walkout of spa after you having 2 hours massage kind of tune.
Yeah, like refresh.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for tuning in to our podcast episode today. We hope that it was helpful and beneficial and inspiring in one way or another. Be sure to catch us again for our next episode, both Karun and myself.
By myself, she means Tiara.
Sorry. Do hang out with us again on our next episode of Tay Talk.
Yeah, Tay Talk. ASMR. See you very soon.
See ya.
Take care. Wash your hands. Wash your leg. Wash your head.
Stay at home.
Wash your hair. Wash your face. Get a bath.